Welcome to our pre-bid conference for we have 29 contract IDs to be for pre-bid conference from 25HH0093 to 25HH0121. Okay, for the attendance, for the Bids and Awards Committee, we have Sharina A. Bato Kapala, the back chairperson, back vice chairperson, Jeremiah H. Gabuya. For the back members, Maria Dolores B. Salazar, Christian B. Felicis, Maria Luz D. Branzuela, Japet M. Salera. For the back secretariat, we have Jeromar Badraki, Fritz Andrew Asignar, Winmar Pilinya, Sarabel S. Sulib, Marilu T. Avila. And for the back TWG head, we have Evelyn C. Mansueto, TWG members, Francis C. Cañete, Elvira C. Fernandez, Kini Luis D. Mansueto, Marcelino S. Cortez, Luis D. Mansueto, Marcelino S. Cortez, Alan M. Yaon Jr., Jimulad E. Talingting, Rinaldo B. Padillo, and Ma'am Corazon J. Amugis. Okay. For the planning, we have Silva Jan. Jan Silva. Okay. Jirelson Tan. Okay. Earl Anthony Yulin. Nessa Cañedo. Okay. Dayano Lasco. Nimar Tapik, Ralph Gamali, Ariel Cardosa, and Oriel Bacara. Bacara? Tama ba? Okay. Okay. Okay, for the participating contractors, for the construction firm, we have from Planac Construction, Mamalu Plantar. Okay, for Neo Ventures Construction, we have Sir Andrew Villeno. Okay, for the New Global Dev Corporation, we have Sir Jean Martin. Okay, that's all for the contractors. Okay, let's start for 25HH0093. May I request for the planning engineers to discuss the said contract ID.
Thank you, Sir Jerome. For MPB, first contract ID is 25HH0093. Contract name, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Building Facilities to support social services, rehabilitation of multipurpose building, Barangay Sambag, Cebu City. Project description is building repair with approved budget contract 4,950,000 with contract duration 150 calendar days, and source of funds will be FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. For its scope of works, it contains the installation of the built-in cabinet at ground floor, office space, and installation of wall partitions also at ground floor, second floor, and third floor level. Next is removal and replacement of ceiling, incorporating electrical works, and then removal and replacement of CRs, all CRs from ground floor to third floor. And then extension of the second floor level for Barangay Captain's Office. So that's all for Barangay Sambag Dos. Next project, contract ID 25HH0094 with contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, multipurpose building facilities to support social services, construction completion of multipurpose building, Barangay Capitol Site, Cebu City. Project description, building construction, low-rise concrete, with approved budget contract, 4,950,000. Contract duration is 150 calendar days, and its source of funds will be FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. So the location of this project is the Barangay Capitol Site, Barangay Hall. Its main scope of works, installation of aluminum frame glass doors, swing type, aluminum glass windows, sliding type, aluminum glass windows awning, aluminum glass windows fixed type, and aluminum windows, wooden doors and railings at the roof deck. So enclosed po ni siya nga area. Currently open ni dito karon more connection ni sa katong existing barangay hall. Installation of railings at the third floor level. That's all for Barangay Capitol Site. Next, contract ID 25HH0095 with contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, multipurpose buildings facilities to support social services, construction completion of multipurpose building, Barangay Luz, Cebu City. With project description, construction low-rise concrete. With approved budget contract, 4,950,000. Its contract duration is 150 calendar days, and source of funds will be FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. For Barangay Luz, the project is located at the Barangay Luz Barangay Hall. So, its main scope of works, removal of existing structures and obstruction, structure excavation, solid rock, embankment from structure excavation, and gravel fill. And for concrete works, you have structural concrete, footings and slab, structural concrete footing tie beams, structural concrete for columns, structural concrete for suspended slab, and structural concrete for beams and girders. Also for architectural works, we have the cement plaster finish, and then the installation of plumbing and sanitary works for sewer lines, cold water lines, also for electrical works. So, mo ni ang extension building. Ground floor, second floor, and third floor plan. Nga may mo siyang office space. And then the roof deck plan. Also the roof plan. That's all for Barangay Luz. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm here to discuss our next project with contract ID 25HH0096. Contract name, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, access roads and/or bridges from national roads leading to major strategic public buildings facilities. Construction of road, Barangay Pulang Bato, Cebu City. Project description, roads construction, PCCP. With the approved budget for the contract, 4,950,000. Our contract duration, 72 calendar days. Source of fund, FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. Here's our plan. Our station limits starts at 15 plus 378 to station 15 plus 621. Net length of 243 meters. The start of our project is the end of our 2024 Pulang Bato FMR. And the end of our project is this one, the existing concrete road going to Barangay Guba. We have our exact coordinates for our start and end of our project. These are our scope of works, the items involved in our project. We have our surplus excavation, structure excavation, embankment, gravel fill, subgrade preparation, aggregate sub-base course, PCCP 20 mm, 14 days, reinforcing steel grade 40 and structural concrete for our line canal. We also have paint for our curb, pipe culverts for our cross drain, stone masonry, and also concrete curb precast. This one are general notes and technical specifications of the items involved in this project. And lastly, our typical road section. We have our concrete pavement here and our line canal at the right side. Okay, that's all for Pulang Bato. Cancer, kanang sumpay sa atong FMR.
So, the next project with the contract ID of 25HH0097, with the contract name of Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, access roads and/or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings or facilities, construction of road, Barangay Binaleo, Cebu City. This project has approved budget of contract of 4,950,000 pesos and contract duration of 72 calendar days. Then the source of funds is FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. So this project involves two sections. With section 1, with the station limits of 15,000 to 15,050, 50 meters only. So the second section has station limits of 15,300 to 15,423 with a total net length of 173 meters. So this is the location plan of the project. The section 1 is located beside their barangay hall in Binaleo, and the second section is 300 meters away from the first section. We also have the geotag pictures provided so that you can easily locate the project. Then here we have the summary of quantities. First, we have removal of actual structures or obstruction, PCCP, 0.23 meters thick. Surplus common excavation, structure excavation, pipe, culvert, and drain excavation, embankment from roadway excavation, gravel fill, subgrade preparation, aggregate subbase course, PCCP pavement, 0.25 meters thick, 7 days. For the drainage, we have reinforcing steel, grade 40, structural concrete, 20.68 MPa, class A, 28 days. We have paint, pipe culverts, manhole, concrete cover, stone masonry, and concrete curb. Here we have the general notes and technical specifications of the project. And lastly, we have the typical roadway section with the roadway width of 5.6 meters. So that's all for this project.
Next, with the contract ID 25HH0098, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road, Barangay Mabolo, Cebu City, with an ABC of 4.95 million and a contract duration of 72 calendar days. The station limits of the project is from 3,800 to 3,985 with a net length of 185 meters. And this is the location map of the project, and coordinates are provided as well to easily determine the start and end. This is the summary of quantities of the project. The major scope of work being removal of PCCP, removal of existing sidewalk, removal of existing concrete, surplus common excavation, subgrade preparation, aggregate subbase course, PCCP, paint, curb and gutter, and provision of sidewalk. This is the general notes and technical specifications of the project. And this will be the typical roadway section.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to discuss the project with the contract ID 25HH0099 with contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major or strategic public buildings or facilities, construction of road, Barangay Sirao, Cebu City. Its project description is roads construction of PCCP with an approved budget of 4,950,000 pesos. Its contract duration is 72 calendar days, and its source of funds is FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NAP. So here is our plan, and its station limits starts from station 17 plus 800 until station 17 plus 975 with a net length of 175 meters. So here you can see the location of our project with its coordinates as well as its total length. So here is our summary of quantities with its major scope of works, including surplus common excavation, structure excavation, pipe culvert and drain excavation, gravel fill, subgrade preparation, aggregate subbase course, PCCP 0.2 meter thick, 14 days, reinforcing steel grade 40, structural concrete, paint, pipe culverts, stone masonry, and concrete curb precast. Here you will see the general notes and technical specifications included in this project. And this is our typical road section. So you can see here the There is a proposed drainage for both sides of the road, and its carriageway width is 5.6 meters. So the next project I will be discussing is the project with the contract ID 25HH0100 with its contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Access Roads and or Bridges from the national roads leading to major or strategic public buildings or facilities, construction of road, Barangay Cambinocot, Cebu City. Project description is roads construction PCCP. Approved budget is also 4,950,000 pesos. Its contract duration is 72 calendar days as well. And its source of funds is FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NAP. So here's our plan. Its station limit starts out from 23 plus 100 until 23 plus 314, and its net length is 214 meters. So here is the location of our project, as well as its geotagged photos for easy navigation to our project. The major scope of works for this project includes removal of RCPC, surplus common excavation, structure excavation, pipe culverts and drain excavation, gravel fill, subgrade preparation, aggregate sub-base course, PCCP 0.2 meter thick, 14 days, reinforcing steel grade 40, structural concrete, paint for our curb, pipe culverts, stone masonry, and concrete curb precast. And here is our general notes and technical specifications included in the project. Lastly, here is our typical road section. So this is, there is a drainage on the right side of the road, and yeah, that's all.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to discuss for the project with a contract ID of 25HH0101 with a contract name of Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps, CPAG, Flood Mitigation Structures, Protecting Public Infrastructures Facilities, Construction of Drainage Structure, Barangay Talamban, Cebu City, with a project description of flood control construction drainage, with an EBC of 9,900,000 with a contract duration of 134 calendar days. Source of funds is FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. Moreover, for the plan, we have, for line 1, we have station limits from 00 to 0 plus 394. For line 2, we have station limits of 00 to 100 meters with a net length of 888 meters. So for the next page, we have the geotag photos. And as you can see here, we have the vicinity map wherein you can locate the project in Kauswagan Road at Cebu North General Hospital. So furthermore, for the major scope of works for this project, we have the item 8011, removal of structures and obstruction, reinforcing steel, structural concrete, metal frames and gratings, pipe culverts and drain excavation, embankment, pipe culverts, 910 mm diameter, manhole, inlets, concrete cover. And for the typical drainage section details, we have here. And also for the typical sections, we have for the manhole and for the line canal. So that would be all for this project. Next, we have Barangay Mabulo. Pitos. Okay.
So, good morning, everyone. I will be the one to discuss the contract ID 25HH 0102, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps, Flood Mitigation Structures Protecting Public Infrastructures Facilities, Construction of Drainage Structure, Barangay Pito, Cebu City. Project description, flood control construction drainage with an ABC amount of 9.8 million, contract duration 134 calendar days, source of funds FY 2025 DPWH, infrastructure program based on NEP. So for this project, the location is Barangay Pito, Cebu City, mainly sa Villa del Rio 2. So we have drainage line 1 and 2. For line 1, we have 393 meters. Line 2, 390 meters, total of 783. So the coordinates for the location is also provided. So mo ni siya ang location sa project. So from Villa del Rio 2 going to Pulang Bato Bridge. Then for the scope of work, we have structural concrete, reinforcing steel, metal frames and gratings, curb and gutter, shoring, manhole inlets, and concrete cover for the line canal as the design of this project. So the details of the line canal is also provided in the plan. So that's all.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to discuss the contract ID 25HH010103 with the contract name Convergence and Special Support Programs, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps, CPAG, flood mitigation, structures protecting public infrastructures, facilities, construction of drainage structure, Barangay Mabolo, Cebu City. Project's description is flood control construction of drainage with ABC 14,700,000 pesos with a contract duration of 178 calendar days. The source of funds FY 2025 DPWH infrastructure program based on NEP. This is our plan for the Mabolo, for Barangay Mabolo. Line 1 station starts from 0 plus 0 to 0 plus 310 on both sides. And line 2 station start 0 plus 00 to 0 plus 197 on both sides. And for 36 RCPC, station start from 00 to 060 left and right, with a total net length of 1,134 meters. This is our location with geotagged photos, and the site is located along 10F Gochan Street and Tres Borses Padres Street. This is the general notes and technical specifications, and for the main scope of works, removal of structures and obstructions includes disposal, reinforcing steel deformed grade 40, structural concrete 3000 PSI class A 28 days, metal frames and grating, curb and gutter precast, sidewalk, pipe culverts and drain excavation, common soil, embankment from structure excavation, pipe culverts, manhole 910 mm dia, and inlets, concrete cover and for line 1 and concrete cover for line 2. This is our typical drainage section details for line 1 and 2, and this is for 36 inches RCPC section. And this is our road work, road signs and safety. And this is our manhole details and concrete cover for line canal. Thank you.
Next project, contract ID 25HH0104, contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure BIP, multipurpose building facilities to support social services, rehabilitation of multipurpose building, Barangay, Bakayan, Cebu City, with project description, building repair. ABC amount is 4,950,000. Its contract duration is 150 calendar days, and source of funds will be FY 2025 DPWH infrastructure program based on NAP. For Barangay Bakayan, the project will be at the Barangay Bakayan gym or covered court. So for its scope of works, there is a proposed retaining wall, and then proposed flooring, new flooring sa likod sa existing bleachers. And then the proposed new gate to access the playground. Also, gate connecting to existing, sorry. Also, removal and replacement of the existing gate, main gate of the covered court. And then rubberized painting for the whole area of basketball court. And next will be the installation of louver at the rear elevation. And painting of the steel trusses. That's all for Barangay Bakayan. Next is contract ID 25HH0105. Contract name, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Rehabilitation of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Apas. Project description is building repair. ABC amount is 4,950,000. Contract duration is 150 calendar days. And its source of funds will be FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. The project is located at Barangay Apas, Barangay Hall. So there will be an installation of roll-up doors and installation of walls at the ground floor or parking space area. Also painting of interior and exterior walls, ground, second, third, and fourth floor, up to roof deck. Next is to enclose the roof deck area with windows, fixed and awning windows, and then painting of exterior walls, and also for electrical works, remove and replace all lighting fixtures. That's all for Barangay Apas. Next is contract ID 25HH0106, contract name, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Building, Facilities to Support Social Services, Rehabilitation of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Banilad, with project description, building repair. ABC amount is 4,950,000. Contract duration is 150 calendar days, and source of funds, FY 2025, DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. For Barangay Banilad, the location of the project will be at the Barangay Hall, so mainly at the daycare and dental area of the building. So there will be installation of wall partitions here in the ground floor area and also on the second floor for daycare. And then sa second floor for the dental clinic, doctor's clinic, and the receiving area. And also to provide room for the nurses. There will also be removal and replacement of tiles for the stairs. And also the removal of wall and replace the existing fixtures. So that's all for Barangay Banilad. Next, contract ID 25HH0107, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Buildings Facilities to support social services. Construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Malubog, Cebu City. With project description, construction of low-rise concrete. ABC amount is 4,950,000 with contract duration 150 calendar days. Its source of funds will be FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. For Barangay Malubog, this is a construction of a new covered court. So, a geotag is provided here since dili siya duol sa ilang barangay hall. So, the main scope of works, removal of structures and obstruction, structure excavation, and then lean concrete. Next is structural concrete for the septic tank, cistern, and ramp, stairs, and canopy. Next is the footing and slab on fill. Next is structural concrete for footing, tie beams, columns, suspended slab, beams and girders, and also for the reinforcing steel deformed grade 40. So it has 5 bays. So this is the roof plan of the covered court. The front elevation, the rear, the left and right side. That's all for Barangay Malubog. Next, contract ID 25HH0108, Convergence Special Support Program, Multipurpose Building Facilities to support social services, construction completion of Multipurpose Building Package A, Barangay Labangon, Cebu City. Project description is construction low-rise concrete. Approved budget contract is 4,950,000 with contract duration 150 calendar days. Source of funds is FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. So for Barangay Labangon, this is a construction completion of their covered court. Same also, the main scope of works consists of structural works such as removal of structures, structural excavation, embankment, and gravel fill, structural concrete footings and slabs, structural concrete for columns, structural concrete for beams and girders, and reinforcing steel deform grade 40, also for formworks. And then electrical works, installation of conduits, wirings, and lighting fixtures for the covered court. This is the roof plan. So this is the new plan for covered court. Steel siya yung main members. That's all for Barangay Labangon. Thank you.
So for the drainage project, revetment project, we have 25HH0111, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Evaluating Gaps, Flood Mitigation Structures, Protecting Public Infrastructure Facilities, Construction of Revetment Structure at Barangay San Jose, Cebu City, with a project description of flood control construction slow protection, and ABC amount of 4.9 million, 109 calendar days, FY 2025, DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP as source of funds. So for this project, we have location section 1020 plus 045, total net length of 45 meters. So the project is within Barangay San Jose. FMR project ni siya nga na ay slow protection. Then musumpay lang ni. Then also coordinates provided sa location. Then the scope of work is aims to provide slow protection structure, section 1, with total length of 45 meters, composed of reinforcing steel, structural concrete, and stone masonry. That's all for the San Jose project. The next is (25HH0112) Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Flood Mitigation Structures, Protecting Public Infrastructure Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure, Barangay Santa Cruz, Cebu City, Flood Control, Construction Drainage, within 4.950 million as an ABC amount, contract duration 109 calendar days, source of funds, FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. So this project is located corner Ramos, kilid siya sa City Suites. Then these projects scope of work is 48 diameter RCPC station 0 to 239, total length of 239 meters. So this project is along Hongkera extension. Ang start sa project is the City Suites until corner Pilaes extension. So mo ni siya F. Ramos going here. Then for the summary of quantities, we have in reinforcing steel, structural concrete, metal frames and grating, curb and gutter, sidewalk, embankment, and manhole. So details is also provided, this one. Then for the next project, we have 25HH0114, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Flood Mitigation Structures, Protecting Public Infrastructure Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure, Barangay Careta, Cebu City. Project description, flood control, construction drainage. ABC amount 4,950,000. Contract duration 109 calendar days. Source of funds FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. So for this project located at bang sa Bureau of Quarantine dinha sa Jan Maxilum, kilid sa Barangay Hall sa Careta. Then we have 3 drainage lines, 110 meters, line 2 76, line 3 164 meters, total of 350 meters. So the coordinates of the location is also provided. So this is the location plan. Muna siyang BOQ, Bureau of Quarantine, at Bangaskina. Then for the scope of work, structural concrete, reinforcing steel, metal frames and grating, shoring, manhole and concrete cover. So mo ni siya ang iyahang design, line canal. So that's all. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Gamali, and I'm here to discuss the project with the contract ID 25HH0113, with the contract name of Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program (BIP), Flood Mitigation Structures Protecting Public Infrastructure Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure, Barangay Agsungot, Cebu City. Project description is a flood control construction of drainage with an ABC amount of 4,950,000 pesos. Contract duration is 109 calendar days, and source of funds is FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. Again, the location is situated at Barangay Agsungot with the station limits 00 to 043.90 with a net length of 43.90 meters. For correction, this is not a drainage, this is a revetment structure. And here are geotag photos seen with the alignment and the coordinates to specify with the index of sheets. Here is the location plan. As you can see, on the left side is towards Agsungot, and on the right is Cambinocot. Stations start at 00, then to 43.90 meters. For the scope of work, it has a reinforcing steel, grade 40, a structural concrete 3,000 PSI, Class A, 28 days, pipe culverts and drain excavation, and common soil, and stone masonry. Here is a typical cross-sectional detail. As you can see, this is a proposed head wall, stone masonry, proposed slope protection structure, and with a carriage width along its right section. Here are the schedule of structures and the typicals for the details of beam, footings, columns, and stone masonries. That'll be all for this project. Thank you.
So for the next FCD project, we have here the contract ID, which is 25HH0115, with a contract name of Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program BIP, Flood Mitigation Structures Protecting Public Infrastructure Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure at Barangay Sambag, Cebu City, with a project description, flood control, construction, drainage, with an ABC of 4,950,000, with a calendar days of 109. Source of funds is FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. So for the plan, we have 3 lines here. For line 1, we have station limits from 00 to 158 meters. For line 2, we have station 00 to 163 meters. For line 3, we have 00 to 57 meters with a total net length of 378. So for the next page, we have the geotag photos and location plan. So for this project, you can locate this project at Southwestern University, FINMA, to across AB Aznar Street. So we have here the general notes for this project and also the technical specifications. For the summary of quantities, we have the major scope of works here. We have the removal of structures and obstruction, reinforcing steel, structural concrete, metal frames and grating, pipe culverts and drain excavation, embankment, pipe culverts, manhole, and concrete cover. So we have here the typical drainage section details and also the details for manhole and line canal. So that would be all for this project. Next we have Barangay Ermita.
Hello everyone. I'm here to discuss with the contract ID 25HH0116 with the contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Flood Mitigation Structures Protecting Public Infrastructure or Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure at Barangay Ermita, Cebu City, with the project description of flood control, construction, drainage, with an ABC amount to 4,950,000 pesos with a contract duration of 109 calendar days. The source of funds is FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. So for the Barangay Ermita, line 1 station starts from 00 to 300 meters. Line 2 starts from 00 to 260 meters with a total net length of 560 meters. The location plan is mainly located on the covered court or the Barangay Hall of Ermita. For general notes, and this the technical specifications, and for the summary of quantities or the scope of works, the removal of structure and obstructions includes disposal, reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40, structural concrete 3000 PSI, class A 28 days, metal frames and gratings, curb and gutter, precast, sidewalk at 100 mm thick, and pipe culverts and drain excavation of common soil for manhole and from manhole for 30 inches diameter, and concrete cover for line canal. And this is the typical carriageway, typical drainage section, and for line 1 and line 2. And next is the details of the manhole for line 1 and line 2 and line canal details. That's all. Next is the Barangay Tuong.
For the contract ID 24HH117, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Elevating Gaps, CPAG, Flood Mitigation Structures, protecting public infrastructure facilities, construction of revetment along Balacao River, Barangay Toong, Cebu City. Project description, flood control, construction, slow protection with an ABC amount of 39,200,000. Contract duration, 222 calendar days. Source of funds, FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. So, the project is located along Balacao River, specifically at Barangay Toong. So we have a station limits of station 0 to 500, and we have a net length of, we have a right river bank length of 250 and a left river bank of 250 with a total net length of 500. So the geotag photos is also provided on the plan for the location of the project. The major scope of work of these projects are, we have a concrete slope protection, a reinforced concrete slope protection. We have structural steel sheet piles, and we have also grouted riprap for the embankment. We have structural concrete and reinforcing steel bars. We have also removal of structures and obstructions. We have channel excavation. We also provided geotechnical exploration on this project. So details of the structures for the scope of work of the project is provided in the plan. So that's all for this project.
Good noon. So, contract ID 25HH0118 with contract name Protect Lives and Properties Against Major Floods, Flood Management Program, Construction Rehabilitation of Flood Mitigation Facilities within major river basins and principal rivers, construction of revetment structure along Mananga River, Barangay Bonbon, Cebu City. Project description, flood control construction slow protection with approved budget contract of 49 million. Contract duration 261 calendar days. Source of funds FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. So again, the location is along Mananga River, Barangay Bonbon, with station limits of 0 to 1,560. Right river bank length is 220 meters. Left river bank length is 236 meters, with a total length of 456 meters. So this is the geotag photos, vicinity maps, ski map, index of sheets and project land data. The coordinates are also provided. So this is the location plan. So this is actually an extension of the 2025 project from Bonbon also. So we are just extending it. So this is the RC dike, the end, and this is the start of the project. And we'll also provide the UDITCH, which will end here. For summary of quantities, we have major items of reinforced concrete slope protection and grouted riprap. And this is the typical cross sections and the bid bulletin details. We also have the profile section with the location of the river plan. That's all for this project. Thank you.
next with the contract ID 25HH0119, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps or CPAG, Access Roads and or Bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road including slope protection structure, Barangay Agsungot, Cebu City, with an ABC amount of 49 million and a contract duration of 299 calendar days. The station limits of the project is at kilometer 19,300 to kilometer 19,375 with a net length of 75 meters. And this is the location of the project. The start and end with the specific coordinates of the project. And this is the summary of quantities. The major scope of work includes the following, and then this is their specific quantities. The next page shows the general notes and the technical specifications. And this would be the typical section of the project.
So the next project with a contract ID of 25HH0120 with a contract name of 001 Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System, Asset Preservation Program, Preventive Maintenance, Tertiary Roads, Cebu Circumferential Road, Salvador Street, with section ID 66CB, chainage 00 to chainage 57, and chainage 57 to chainage 1777, and section ID 67CB with chainage 00 to chainage 688, Cebu City. Project description, roads rehabilitation, with a approved budget of contract 49 million pesos, with a contract duration of 161 calendar days. Then lastly, source of funds, FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. So this is the location plan of the project. It starts in Guadalupe, Jollibee, and we also have the geotag pictures so that you can easily locate the project. It has a total net length of 2,465 meters. Then for the summary of quantities, we have removal of actual structures or obstruction, PCCP unreinforced 0.30 meters thick, surplus common excavation, subgrade preparation, aggregate sub-base course, PCCP unreinforced 0.33 meters thick, 3 days, and we also have reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, white and yellow. Here we have the general notes and specific technical specifications for this project. And lastly, we have the typical roadway section. The width of the road has 13.4 meters. And we also have left side only with 6.8 meters width. That's all for this project.
Our last project for this pre-bid conference with a contract ID of 25HH0121, contract name, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps, or CPAG, Access Roads and or Bridges from National Roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities. Construction of road with slope protection, Barangay Buisan, Cebu City, Cebu. Project description, roads, construction, PCCP. The approved budget for the contract, 96,500,000. Our contract duration, 299 calendar days. Source of fund, FY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on NEP. Here's our plan. Our project is located at Barangay Buhisan, Cebu City, with station limits of from Station 6 plus 400 to Station 6 plus 735, with a net length of 335 meters. The start of our project is about 640 meters from Buhisan Elementary School. This one is our start. And the exact coordinates of our start and end of the project is also provided here. Our our scope of work involves the removal of PCCP, remove and replace of the pavement, concrete pavement, and for our slope protection structure, we have the crib wall. This one, our general notes and technical specifications. And here our typical road section. This one, we have our PCCP pavement. And on the right side, we have our proposed line canal. And after the line canal, we have our slope protection structure. This one. And that's all for Barangay Buhisan.
Okay, thank you very much, designers. So, do we hear any concerns from the visitors or prospective bidders for this morning? Or for now, wala pa, but if there will come along before the bidding schedule, you may visit the planning and design section for any further clarifications on the projects that have been discussed. Okay, so from our online viewers, wala. Okay, since the reminders for the goods have already been mentioned, so we will now hear also for the reminders for the infra project. So, Engineer Andrew, please.
Sige. Kini lang mga short reminders. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretionary pass or fail criteria in the eligibility check, preliminary evaluation of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, application and award as specified in the 2016 Revised Implementation Rules and Regulations or IRR of Republic Act 9184 or the RA 9184, otherwise known as the Government Procurement Reform Act. The contract shall be awarded to lowest calculated responsive bidder who was determined as such during post-qualification. To be eligible to bid for the contracts, a contractor must have certificate of registration with PhilJEPs and an approved activation of BIR electronic filing and payment system, and must meet the following major criteria. A, prior registration with the DPWH. B, Filipino citizen or 75% Filipino-owned partnership or corporation with BCAB license applicable to the type and cost of the contract. C, completion of a similar contract costing at least 50% of ABC. D, net financing contracting capacity at least equal to ABC. And D, letter of authority for the representative or liaison officer as reflected in the CRC to submit bids. Prospective bidders may download the bidding documents if available at the DPWH website and at the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System or the PhilJEPs. Bidders that will download bidding documents from the DPWH website shall pay the said fees as stated above or before the submission of their bid documents. The BAC will issue hard copies of the bidding documents at the same address to eligible bidders upon payment of a fee stated above. As prescribed in the Department Order Number 3, Series of 2015, the deadline of submission of contractors' records to the DPWH Civil Works Registry for updating is as follows. A. For Class A, documents and financial statements must be submitted at least 7 calendar days. And B. Technical documents completed or ongoing projects at least 15 calendar days before the deadline of the submission or opening of bids. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically or online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to manual submission, the guidelines for the preparation and submission of an electronic bid are contained in the bidding documents. So I think that's all for the additional information of the bidders. Thank you.
And also, may I add, by the time you will submit your technical documents and financial documents during the bidding schedule, please ensure that it is properly bind, because there might be some pages that might be lost, okay? So binded. So naana siya sa guidelines on the submission of your bids. O naana siya sa checklist, ha? So just ensure lang yun, because by the time mag-submit, we have noticed that there are still some participating bidders who are submitting na kuan ang pages, ha? Ensure lang jud properly binded. And also, with respect to the amount of your bid, please be ensured that it shall coincide with the amount in figures, okay? So that, yes, also, and also, the address, ha? Properly addressed jud ang inyong sana. And also, of course, contract ID and the contract name. Okay? Yeah, bookbinding, good, bookbinding. I already informed jobs that ensure that it is properly binded. Huh? Okay? So, I think that's all. So, this pre-bid conference is hereby adjourned. Good noon to all. Thank you.